best wrestling on the edge of the world!
The SPW Southern Rumble is a night where history is made.
The largest wrestling event in New Zealand history.
Champions are crowned. And new contenders emerge. Tonight, the marquee event for New Zealand professional wrestling returns. 20 competitors will enter the Southern Rumble match, but only one will emerge as the new #1 contender. Will new champions be crowned?
How about we see you on the 29th of July at the Southern Rumble?
As the Smoko Express challenge the Golden Light for the SPW New Zealand Tag Team Championship.
The plan has only just started.
And Jamie Tagataese challenges K9 for the SPW New Zealand Heavyweight Championship.
Dirty dog of the South versus the big man. I'm coming for what's mine.
Plus, in our opening match of the night, the Trans-Tasman rivalry between New Zealand and Australia returns to SPW as Slex answers Moody's open challenge.
I am the best professional wrestler in New Zealand, bar none! Bar none! This is an open challenge to anybody in Australia. You think you're man enough to step to the best professional wrestler in New Zealand? Good luck.
SPW. Business has picked up. Moody, you call yourself the very best in New Zealand. And you've put out the challenge, wanting to test yourself against the very best in Australia. Well, you're getting the very best.
Slex is the consummate athlete. He's strong, he's fast, he's technical. The guy can brawl, he can fly, he can strike. And he's the best in the business.
SPW, I'm no stranger. I'm your former SPW heavyweight champion.
And Australia is the SPW New Zealand Champion.
Moody, I'm no stranger to you either.
JK Moody can make a name for himself here on the biggest stage his country has.
I was young, I was hungry, a world beater ready to go.
He looks like he's ready, guys. He looks like he's about to walk out of here with 2 championships.
And I got beaten.
Imagine getting on that plane, going home empty-handed to his own country.
What makes you think that July 29th, the Southern Rumble, is going to be any different?
It had to be this match. It had to be Moody versus Slex.
I'm the very best in New Zealand.
It had to be Australia versus New Zealand.
I'm the very best in Australia.
It had to be the business versus the antidote.
I'm the very best everywhere I go.
Pick your poison, Slex. Because I'm not the same kid you dismantled back in 2019.
You're going to find out
I'm the man that's going to take this scene to
that business
new
is
heights.
booming.
See you there.
Welcome everyone to the 2023 SPW Southern Rumble. The former SPW New Zealand champion Slex making his return to SPW to take on Moody. This is a match SPW fans haven't been able to witness. It was the end of the Rumble back in 2019 at ILT Stadium. These two faced off, and then of course had that match in Melbourne City Wrestling where Slex was victorious. It's been a long time coming to see this match in an SPW ring, and we get to see it here tonight.
Have a look at me and have a look at you.
JK Moody walking into the Southern Rumble with the entire New Zealand wrestling scene on his back. So he says this is about legacy for JK Moody. He says he's done it all in SPW and now it's about elevating the scene to the next level. Can he do it here tonight? He's been beaten by Slex once before. That was 4 years ago. We've got a different Moody and a different Slex. Will the result be different tonight at the Southern Rumble? David Dunn, welcome back to the Southern Rumble. How excited are you for this match?
I am so excited to see this one, Tyler. We've been waiting a number of years. A rematch from MCW's Ballroom Brawl 2019. A match that both Moody and Slex wanted. A match that had to happen, and it does happen here tonight. Our opening contest of the SPW Southern Rumble.
Neither man able to make contact there. Yeah, selfishly, it feels like we never got this match in SPW, though. It did, as you said, it did happen in Melbourne. It was a huge match over their double title match. But it just always left kind of a sour taste in my mouth that it was such a, we saw these two facing off at the end of the biggest show SPW had ever done. And then we didn't get that match in the SPW ring, so I am stoked that we're finally able to get it. And both of these men are 4 years better than they were then, so how good is this match going to be here tonight?
We're about to find out, Tyler. Truly tantalizing stuff as Slex forces the rope break here.
Awesome to see Slex make the trip over. Former SPW New Zealand champion, of course. The only Australian to ever hold that championship. And he hasn't been resting on his laurels the last 4 years, has he, David?
Absolutely not. Ever since Slex lost that SPW New Zealand Championship, he has arguably been the best he's ever been. A tour of Pro Wrestling Noah in Japan. Briefly signed with Ring of Honor in the United States. Of course, competed for Impact Wrestling in their most recent tour of Australia. You name a promotion, odds are Slex has been there. And of course, back at SPW tonight and all over JK Moody with that side headlock applied tightly in the middle of the ring.
Moody has put a lot of pressure on himself for this match, saying it's all about legacy, saying the entire Wrestling New Zealand scene is on his back tonight. Has Moody put too much pressure on himself? I mean, he wasn't able to beat Slex last time.
And that's the problem. Moody put an immense amount of pressure on himself heading over to Australia, walking into Melbourne. It was enemy territory in 2019, and he came up short when the pressure was on. Slex ate him up in that match, and that's something that Slex has had over Moody ever since. Of course, a little bit of a different dynamic tonight as you hear the crowd response. New Zealanders never really needing an excuse to boo an Australian when it comes to a sporting contest, and especially here in the heart of Invercargill, JK Moody's hometown, the crowd firmly behind the antidote.
Certainly a reverse situation from their match in Melbourne where Slex had the home field advantage and the crowd behind him all the way. Opposite situation here with Moody. The Invercargill fans love some Moody.
Up and over, dodging Slex to the corner, takes him down with the arm drag. Here's a second from the antidote.
Catching Slex off guard with those arm drags. Slex bigging off. Moody testing the rhythmic skills of the Invercargill audience. Got Slex in the corner.
Two violent palm strikes to the big chest of Slex. And another arm drag.
Moody now firmly in control.
And it goes to show the point you spoke about earlier, Tyler. These are drastically different men from the versions who wrestled each other in 2019. It's just a matter of who has evolved more.
Yeah, you mentioned Slex going all over the world to improve himself. Same can be said for Moody as he shoots off the ropes and knocks Slex down to the mat. Slex has had enough for the moment. Taking a breather outside the ring. Keep your eye on the antidote, JK Moody. Slex out of the way, but Moody right there to follow him. Oh, and now these men are trading forearms on the outside of the ring and strikes.
That's what you get, Slex. Let's go.
Keep your eye on Moody. Oh, Slex did just that. Answers with an elbow strike to the side of the head.
What is happening here? Oh my gosh, the suplex into the crowd. Oh!
A violent impact to JK Moody.
Absolutely. That is that'll put a stop to his momentum. Let's have a look at that again. Suplex right onto those chairs here at the Corinthian Centre. You can do as much preparation for a match as you want. How do you prepare for that?
Absolutely no way to train for being thrown down on the floor of a building. But either way, Moody makes his way back under the ropes. Not really risking a count out here. But Slex all over the antidote right now, and Moody does not have an antidote for these strikes. And this vertical suplex, look at the power of Slex here.
Absolutely incredible. Slex is on another level. He looks tremendous here tonight. How long has he had Moody in the air now? Upside down, all the blood's got to be rushing to Moody's head, and he drops him down.
Into the cover, both shoulders are down. Moody kicks out.
A lot to prove for Slex here too. Moody called out the best in Australia. Slex saying he's the best everywhere he goes.
Big scoop slam from the Australian Slex. Look. Could be enough. Not quite as Moody gets his shoulder up again. Slex wants to remind everybody, 2019, of course, we all know, a pivotal year worldwide for lockdowns and things of that nature. It's a different era coming out the other side of it. So a match in 2019, maybe not
not held in the same reverence as it should be in Slex's opinion. He wants to come to Moody's home turf with a scoop slam on the outside. He wants to remind New Zealand, in case you forgot, I am a former SPW New Zealand champion. I am the best wherever I go. I am the business, and business is booming.
Fair enough, yeah. As big a star as Slex is, he is not the first name you think of when you think of the great SPW New Zealand champions. You've got the Hooligan, you've got Will Power, Jamie Tagataese, K9, and of course, J.K. Moody. So Slex really, he wants to make sure he's not forgotten by the SPW fans. I, for one, think it's great to have him back. I thought he made a great SPW New Zealand champion back in 2019. Maybe a win here to put him back in that conversation.
It'd be hard to argue against, but Moody has a thing or two to say about that. Slex cuts him off with a knee to the midsection now. Armringer applied. Oh! Spinning back suplex from Slex into the cover again. Inside leg is hooked. Moody gets the shoulder up.
Great resilience from Moody. He's put a lot of pressure on himself, as I was saying earlier. It's going to take a lot to put him down here tonight, I think.
And there Moody gets the boot up, catches Slex, and you see as Slex answers with a forearm now, Moody in danger on the top turnbuckle.
This is not where you want to be. Slex, pretty well known for going up top, holding his opponents up for the Super Slex. Is that what we're going to see here?
If Slex can get his footing, he secures his feet. Moody's all the way up. Super Slex from the top! And Slex into the cover. Moody's down here. Is he out? Shoulders up for J.K. Moody.
Super Slex, not enough to get it done. Both men pretty proficient in the tombstone pile driver. Both men, I'm sure, will be looking to hit that. And of course, the match, the move that ended it last time for Moody was the Slexecution from Slex, which was also the move he won his SPW New Zealand Championship with back in 2019.
A move he's won many a match with all around the world. The Slexecution is a devastating impact. And J.K. Moody certainly knows it better than just about anyone. Will be eager to avoid it. But Moody could succumb right now to this chin lock. The knee of Slex driven firmly into the spine of Moody.
This crowd certainly firmly behind the antidote.
But Slex just so proficient when it comes to all aspects of the game, entering his 20th year as a professional wrestler. Made his debut in 2003. Slex certainly knows how to get it done in the ring, but Moody has fired back here now, backing the business into the corner.
The antidote firing up.
Slex this time catching Moody with the boot.
Moody lands on the apron.
Oh, look out, slingshot.
Whoa.
Slex catches him, boom! That's the ROI, return on investment. And it returns him a 2.5 count, but not a 3. And Slex having words with our senior official, Hayden Brown here. Not entirely happy that that was not a 3 count. But the business now turns his attention back to Moody.
This is your best. New Zealand's best.
These insulting strikes to the head.
That's only going to make Moody mad. Oh, that's going to make him unconscious. No, he's right back up.
And again, dropped with a forearm by Slex. You see the difference in power here. Obviously, Moody a lot longer and leaner of a wrestler, but Slex just so densely muscled.
Yeah, Slex, that stocky build, he's got a lot of power behind him. Everything he does just has that much more impact. But Moody now, I don't know where he gets it from. He's firing back on Slex. Definitely got the crowd behind him.
That's where he gets it from, Tyler. Listen to these people as Moody rushes in. Nobody home in the corner.
Nice evasion from Slex. What's this going to be?
Oh, both men had the same idea, colliding with cross bodies in the middle of the ring, and both men are down.
This match taking its toll on both men. Referee Hayden Brown with the count.
A double count out, certainly a very real possibility here. It's been a physical fight up until this point.
A hell of a way to start the show. Of course, it was the Southern Rumble event in 2019 that Slex won that championship, that SPW championship, so he's got great history at this event. Moody, a former two-time Rumble winner, so he's got great history at the Southern Rumble.
But somebody will have a mark on their record after tonight. There can only be one winner in this contest. Will it be Slex or will it be Moody?
Oh, you can hear those shots from here, man. Oh, there's Moody blocking that last shot. Taking it to Slex now with a chop.
Crushing Slex in the corner, but look out, here comes the business.
Oh!
And there's that long, lean frame of Moody working to effect. Half-and-half suplex, drops Slex on the back of his head.
Great quick offense from Moody, and he's... No! Let's not neglect to mention here Slex, current #1 contender for the MCW World Championship. He's got a shot at AEW's Buddy Matthews coming up later this year. Imagine if Moody can knock off Slex here in SPW. He could do it right here.
Look at that DNR, do not resuscitate. Slex blocks it. Trying to get Moody up perhaps for the business bomb.
What is this? Oh! Beautiful move from Moody into the cover.
Not enough for J.K. Moody.
This is where Moody's got to dig deep, getting that crowd behind him. He's going to the top, which is not normally Moody's game plan. Is he getting desperate, or does he have something in mind here? Going for a big stomp, Slex out of the way. Oh, a roaring forearm.
The boot from Moody catches Slex coming off the ropes. Slex slips off the back. Oh!
Oh my!
Poison Rana from Slex.
That's some athleticism from Slex. Speaking of, oh!
Look at that disaster kick. Moody had the counter anti-air elbow.
That's why they call him the antidote.
And look at the toll this matchup has taken on both men as we again have a standing count from referee Hayden Brown. Moody back to his knees here. Slex starting to stir as well. It's the antidote, the first one to his feet. Both men looking for a lariat. Slex tucks the shot from Moody, wipes out the antidote there. But Moody!
Oh, he's been exhausted.
Falling into the cover!
Ready to ring the bell on that one, David. Far out. These guys are exhausted. Moody just collapsing onto Slex. Slex kicking out on instinct, you got to believe there. This is about legacy. What will Moody's legacy be? here tonight at the Rumble. Slex out of the way again. Oh, big sick kick.
Got all of that one right to the chin of Moody, and now the Antidote's in trouble. Up on the shoulders of Slex for the business bomb. 1, 2, 3, no! Moody kicks out.
Slex can't believe it. But he's not wasting any time. This is why he is one of the best in the world. Oh my goodness!
Nobody home on the moonsault. And there's the DNR.
It connects. Flush. Syringe driver from Moody.
Two and 2/3, 2 and 7/8.
You are kidding me. What has Moody got left? He's firmly in control, but he's got to go deep into the repertoire now. He's hit Slex with all his best offense. What do? Just throw your body at him, Moody. Oh my gosh. Suicide dive, getting Slex back into the ring. Will the third time be the charm for this double stomp? Yes, he hits it.
It's your winner, the Antidote, J.K. Moody!
Moody flying off the top rope with a double stomp, driving both feet to the heart of Slex. And tonight, it's the Antidote walking away with the win, elevating the seed in the process. New Zealand beats Australia.
Let's go back and look at some of that action here. Moody, this is where he really took control of the match, hitting that syringe driver. Slex able to somehow kick out of that, but it was Moody finally hitting that double stomp off the top rope. Was too much for the business. What a huge win for the Antidote here at the SPW Southern Rumble.
This is Jack here. What a brilliant first match to kick off the night. And also tonight we have the 20-man Southern Rumble. Here with me now is one of the entrants, Cowboy Corey Cutter. Corey, what number are you coming in tonight?
It doesn't matter what number I am. 1, 20, it does not matter, because I'm going to throw all 19 competitors out all by myself. I'm going to rope them, I'm going to drag them over the top rope, and out they go. Yeah!
Fair enough.
Fair enough indeed. We have that 20-man Southern Rumble coming up later tonight. It is your main event. And of course, folks, this next matchup is one that has significant implications for the 20-man Southern Rumble. The winner of this next match will enter at the coveted number 20 position, but the loser will have to start the match out all the way at number 1.
His Southern Juggernaut, Chalky, Murdoch!
Huge implications here, as David Dunn said, and a huge opportunity for the Southern Juggernaut, Chalky Murdoch. If this man enters number 20 in the Southern Rumble, watch out, everyone else in the ring. My God. Bit of a mixed bag of results for Chalky Murdoch so far here in SPW, but this has got to be the biggest match he's ever had here, if not in his entire career, one-on-one with the Hooligan, the ace of SPW. As huge as that opportunity is for Chalky Murdoch, it is also a huge opportunity for the Hooligan, the ace of SPW, former two-time New Zealand SPW champion. But David, this man has never won the Southern Rumble.
No, Tyler, he has just about done it all, as I heard you mentioning there, but there's that one glaring omission from Kool's list of achievements. He's not won the Southern Rumble, and boy, oh boy, if he could defeat Chalky Murdoch and enter at number 20, that would go a huge way towards Kool accomplishing that goal.
Kool winning his first SPW New Zealand Championship at the first ever Southern Rumble event back in 2016, but it's been a mixed bag since then. The loss to Hammer, 48 seconds. It'll ring a bell to any SPW fan. Of course, the loss to Slex we mentioned earlier. But it's 2023 and Hooligan is looking to get back on track here tonight.
Kool pointing out the obvious size discrepancy. I don't know if I'd want to talk to Chalky Murdoch like that.
Cross the line, baby, let's go. Yeah, you can run your mouth all night. It's not going to help you. It's not going to help you. It's really not. Come on. Come on.
First time ever match as far as I'm aware here, David. Southern Juggernaut, Hooligan. Huge stakes. Who's going to be number 20 and who's going to be number 1? Tonight's Southern Rumble match. Hooligan, as you said, never won a Southern Rumble. And the last Rumble he was in, was he number 1 or number 2? He was in there at the very beginning.
Technically entered at number 2, which is the exact same as number 1, and was not around to see number 3 enter.
Well, he's going to be hoping he wins tonight to get to number 20 then, far out. That really says it all about the difference between number 1 and number 20, doesn't it?
Absolutely, a real night and day situation in terms of entry numbers and chance of a win. And a real night and day situation in terms of speed versus power here.
Chalky Murdoch is a big lad, as the Hooligan said. And he's going to look to use that size to his advantage. He's got an aggressive streak to him that Hooligan is sure to actually like.
And Hooligan certainly has an aggressive streak to him as well, as you see here. Chopping away at the big chest of Murdoch. I mean, there's a reason that Chalky Murdoch challenged Marcus Kool, the ace of SPW. He wanted to come here and make a statement. Qualifying for the number 20 position in the Southern Rumble makes it just that little bit sweeter. But equally as importantly, this is about waking up the SPW audience to the Southern Juggernaut and doing it at the expense of the Hooligan.
Not tonight.
Well said, David. Chalky Murdoch, he did make this challenge to the Hooligan. Got on his face up at an event up in Auckland. And I mean, if you're going to challenge someone, Hooligan's always going to be up for a fight. But now Chalky finds himself in a match with the ace of SPW, with the lights on bright at the Southern Rumble. This would be a huge, huge statement win for the Southern Juggernaut.
Kool ducks the shot now, but runs right into a big boot. And that is the issue we are going to see play out in this matchup here. If Kool gets some momentum on his side, Murdoch just has that one-shot power to put you down.
Oh! Yeah, Hooligan giving up a lot of size here. He's going to have to use that speed. Strong words from Chalky Murdoch. I don't think you have to worry about Hooligan giving the fight. But Hooligan here in 2023 is in a little bit of a rut. Hasn't actually had a win since returning from that neck injury.
And look, neck injuries are no joke. They can be career-ending, so the fact that Marcus Kool returned at all is a huge feather in his cap. But you're right, statistically, Hooligan hasn't really been in the same form as the man we talk about when we discuss a former New Zealand champion. and all the qualifications that Marcus Kool does hold, they came before that neck injury.
It's got to take a lot to get your confidence back after an injury like that, just to feel comfortable in the ring again.
Oh, and that's
man.
not comfortable at all. A sidewalk slam, devastating impact from the Southern Juggernaut, dropping the Hooligan right on that lower back. Huge elbow from Murdoch. A lot of weight to come crashing down on your torso. Into the cover here.
That's not going to get it done.
Still a lot of fight in the Hooligan. We've seen him in some dire situations in the past in SPW, and we've seen him come out on top many a time.
Chalky Murdoch perhaps a little overconfident here. He might be in control right now, but it's going to take a lot to put the Hooligan away.
Well, there's a lot on that scoop slam. Kool driven into the canvas from high in the sky. If Chalky Murdoch can continue this style of assault, dictating the pace, putting all of his body weight onto the Hooligan here, I mean, you wouldn't call it an upset to see the Southern Juggernaut overcome Marcus Kool.
Yeah, it'd be hard to call it an upset when you look at it on paper. Or when you look at it when you look at it in reality and look at these two men, it would be hard to call it an upset. On paper, though, in SPW, I would have to call it an upset. Chalky Murdoch. He's got a hell of a choke slam. Hooligan not wanting to fall victim to that.
And Hooligan rallying now, forearms to the side of the head, trying to create some space between himself and Murdoch. Gets the boot up in the corner. The Juggernaut is dazed.
Hooligan keeping one eye on Murdoch. Oh, goes for a big crossbody, but Murdoch with the power plucks him out of midair.
Murdoch adjusting position, has Kool over his shoulder.
Kool slips out.
Oh! What in the world?
Using Chalky's momentum against him as he bounced off the corner. Huge German suplex. When have you ever seen that out of the Hooligan?
Not in all my years of calling an SPW matches have I seen the Hooligan with a German suplex.
Hooligan, he's looking a little unsure of it.
You dickhead!
He just wanted to make sure Chalky heard what he said there.
You gotta love Marcus Kool, chopping away at the tree that is Chalky Murdoch. The Juggernaut brought to his knees. But the Juggernaut defiantly
he's daring Hooligan to hit him, saying, is that all you got?
Well, Hooligan will oblige. Here we go. Violent penalty style kicks, kicking for goal.
Yeah, number 9, the striker, Hooligan. He's feeling it now. This crowd getting behind him. Getting back to the top. Chalky Murdoch ready for him though. Oh man, this could be devastating. Both men on the second rope. I shudder to think about this landing. Oh God. Hooligan's got to fight out of this or it's all over. Whoa! I don't know what.
Hayden Brown letting that one go.
Yeah,
Couldn't quite see, neither could we. I didn't see anything, Tyler.
Yeah, he was right there, so if he's not calling it, who are we to judge? Trapped. Chalky's head. Oh, God, bad place to be for Murdoch. Oh, and a super kick. That's rocked him. Oh, man, Hooligan getting underneath.
I don't believe this. No way! Marcus Kool with a powerbomb out of the corner, drilling Chalky Murdoch to the mat.
Marcus Kool hitting a German suplex and a power bomb on Chalky Murdoch. Did not have that on my 2023 bingo card.
Look at the stop!
Ow! Murdoch's head driven into the canvas. Whoa!
Still a lot of power in the Southern Juggernaut to kick out of that one, despite the blunt force trauma to his head.
Hooligan heading to the corner for those football boots.
Designed for the football pitch rather than the wrestling ring, but they have entered the ropes regardless.
Never stopped them before. Hayden Brown drawing the line there though, not going to allow it. This is interesting from Hooligan. Does he feel he needs to go to the boots to get the advantage here? Oh my goodness.
Distractionary tactic from the Hooligan. And now another shot to the head puts Chalky Murdoch on his back.
Had some high-flying offense here to keep the big man down. Whoa! Beautiful moonsault from the Hooligan.
Not enough to keep Murdoch down. Kool calling for it, the penalty kick. He's won many a match in this way. Will Chalky Murdoch be the latest man to fall to the penalty kick?
Number 1 or number 20? What's it going to be for the Hooligan? Oh, goozled. Murdoch had that well scouted.
So did Hooligan, slipping off the back. Lucky escape for Hayden Brown. Oh! Big spear tackle from Murdoch.
Hooligan cut in half from Murdoch with that spear. Murdoch's done messing around.
He wants to lock down that number 20 entry in the Southern Rumble later tonight. Oh! Huge choke slam. And Murdoch does it.
Your winner, the Southern Juggernaut, Chalky Murdoch.
Wow. Wow, what a result.
Chalky Murdoch, not here to mess around, came here with one thing in mind: defeat Marcus Kool, make a statement, enter the Southern Rumble at number 20. He has achieved all his goals thus far.
Well, yeah, his night's not over. We could be looking at the next number 1 contender after a performance like that and a victory over the Hooligan. Chalky enters the Rumble at number 20. David, after that loss, you should go over and see how the Hooligan is feeling. My God, he's got to enter now at number 1 in the Southern Rumble tonight.
Marcus, let's talk to you for a moment here. A tough loss to take. In fact, you haven't won a match in SPW since you returned from your neck injury. And now, as a result of tonight's loss, you have to enter that 20-man Southern Rumble from the number 1 position in a match that you also never have been able to win.
Jeez, I told him to get a word. He's really rubbing it in. You gotta watch yourself there, David. I'll take a step back, maybe.
He's right, that is a real nice jacket. David, I never want to piss and moan, you know. I come out here, I don't care if I win or lose sometimes. Sometimes I'm just there for a fight, because every single person in here pays money, hard-earned damn money for a ticket here. And when they come out, I'm here to put on a show. And that's legit, I mean that. Legit. Thank you for your support. Every time I'm in here, I will give you my all. Broken neck or not. number one in the Southern Rumble. I guess that just means I have to throw 19 other dickheads over the top rope because I'm coming for that title!
Hooligan enters number one in the Southern Rumble later tonight. But coming up next, we have our first championship match of the evening. It's the Smoko Express challenging the Golden Light for the SPW New Zealand Tag Team Championship. Here we have the Golden Light now for their very first defense of those SPW New Zealand Tag Team Championships that they won by cashing in Ryder's Fight for Gold briefcase back at Fight for Gold. Number one contenders, they earned that shot back at Battle Lines over Damnation. Match almost happened then and there if James Shaw had anything to say about it, but project manager Palmer, perhaps wisely, holding that match off till here tonight. So Smoko have had plenty of time to get ready. Palmer's had plenty of time to get them ready. They've had plenty of time to get on the same page. Palmer and Smoko entering together. Are they a cohesive unit? David, Palmer and Smoko coming out together. Is it happy families here? Are we all on the same page? It could play a big factor here.
Not something I expected to see after the events of Battle Lines, but nevertheless, that is the case tonight. The project manager is in the house. What a strange scenario to think, Tyler. This is technically the first time seeing the Golden Light advertised officially for a tag team matchup, and they're the defending tag team champions.
That's a good point. Yeah, I see it on the entrance. It's their first title defense, but you're right. It's the first time we've seen them really in a proper tag team match. That cash-in at Fight for Gold was so quick, and it was really a 2-on-1 handicap match.
James Shaw never really managed to see eye to eye with the good people of Invercargill, the Invercarglians as he refers to them. But nevertheless, Shaw, the defending New Zealand Tag Team Champion, in there with Jacko to start things off. SPW New Zealand Tag Team Championships on the line. Our first of 2 championship matches tonight at the Southern Rumble.
Smoko Express, this is a second opportunity at those tag team titles, first happening back on a Fight Nights event. So Jacko getting right into the spinebuster, taking down James Shaw. Smoko Express coming within an inch of winning those titles back. Then it was the Mega Powers that were the champions. They came close, but can they do it here tonight?
Maybe with double team offense like that.
I mean, we don't know, to your point, David, we don't know how James and Ryder are going to coexist as a tag team. Smoko Express have the experience edge on them as a team by a mile.
Azza and Ryder now, your legal men, big backdrop.
But Ryder and James, both huge history as tag team competitors, James especially. How many tag team titles has he had, David? Do you have that stat at hand?
I've lost track of the number of tag team championships that James Shaw has held. I can tell you when...
It may not matter. Oh, no. James Shaw out on the apron. Ryder almost getting beaten by the Smoko there.
Shaw, absolutely the most experienced member of the team, has held the IPW Tag Team Championships up in Auckland a record 6 times with 3 different partners. This is really what he does. James Shaw finds himself a partner who may be beneficial to him, and he wins a Tag Team Championship in the process.
Sorry, David, Smoko time.
Fair enough, Tyler. Southern Rumble be damned. You've got to break for Smoko. Very important to stay refreshed and well rested in a championship matchup.
James Shaw irate. We've got project manager out. He's encouraging the Smoko this time, I think. Is he?
A real change of heart from project manager Palmer, it seems.
They've had some time to get on the same page, you know. It's been a while now. Had some time to develop the working relationship. Is this a lolly scramble? What is happening here? Oh, Golden Light have seen enough. Smoko, though, eyes in the back of their head. Maybe they're nice. Getting out of the way of that ambush. Is Smoko over?
Listen to this!
Oh!
The fight is back on with those knife edge chops.
Well, we've seen that Smoko break cost Azza and Jacko in the past.
And look out, James Shaw latching onto the ankle of Jacko. Ryder takes advantage. Slams the challenger from the top rope.
Double RTGB, Ryder in the ring now as he tags out to James Shaw.
And now Shaw going to work with a shot to the midsection. Jacko in trouble, scoop slam.
A lot of posturing from this team. A little bit of time wasting, you might say.
It's not the sort of strategy that you would you'd encourage on paper, you would think, but James Shaw remarkably effective between those ropes. Certainly the most decorated champion of the modern era of New Zealand professional wrestling. We mentioned those IPW Tag Team Championships, a former 4-time holder of the IPW New Zealand Heavyweight Championship as well.
James Shaw always has a plan. We've heard him mention that plan a couple of times to Ryder. We don't know the extent of it, but I mean, it was, as we said, it was Ryder's Fight for Gold briefcase that got them this championship. I mean, that was all James Shaw's doing. Ryder could have used that Fight for Gold briefcase for a singles championship opportunity. James Shaw convincing Ryder to go for the tag title so that, you know, James still is able to get something, because he was in that Fight for Gold briefcase match as well and lost out. So, you know, different ways of looking at it. A little bit of manipulation maybe on the part of the Divine Saviour.
He is very persuasive, is James Shaw.
But at the end of the day, Ryder is now one half of the SPW New Zealand Tag Team Champions, so you can't argue with success.
But for how much longer will the Divine Light hold those Tag Team Championships as Jacko and Azza, the hungry challengers? Look at this here.
Whoa. I don't know if that was a smart move by project manager.
Jacko reaching out for the tag, trying to make contact with Azza, and project manager Palmer dragging his own man from the apron.
Yeah, what was he thinking there? They've really got to get on the same page. This is the tag team titles.
Cannot afford mistakes such as this because the Golden Light, the team of Ryder and Shaw, will certainly make the Smoko Express pay.
And of course, Palmer, with that history with detention, leading them to the tag team titles, and Ryder being a member of detention at the time. Has Palmer been giving them some insight of how to deal with Ryder and this tag team match?
Well, that would be the first thing I would do if I was Professor Palmer, but I don't think I would act in any way like Professor Palmer does, so it's very hard to get in the head of this man.
That's a very good point. Jacko over the top of James Shaw, and there's a tag to Azza. Fresh man now in the ring, taking down the Divine Savior. Whoa!
Back elbow to the chin. There's a boot to Ryder.
Azza deceptively tall. He's got a great reach on him, those big boots, big clotheslines.
And starting to put it all together as a singles and a tag team competitor is Azza here. Leaping up to James Shaw, taking him over with the monkey flip. Shaw's in trouble here after that shot. Only a 2 count.
Almost had new SPW New Zealand Tag Team Champions. Whoa! Blue Thunder Bomb from Azza.
Deceptive power from Azza.
Just throwing his body down at James.
Is it enough? No. Shaw reverses the Irish whip. Azza hits the ropes. Catches Shaw with the kick. Looking for a crossbody, but Shaw counters. A very powerful man is James Shaw. Has put on a lot of muscle over the last 12 months or so, but still Azza flings him across the ring. Beautiful suplex.
Azza on fire tonight, man. Got to be the biggest match for both Azza and Jacko. Titles on the line, lights on bright, Southern Rumble. Azza now going to the top.
A huge crowd here in Invercargill willing Azza on as he heads all the way up top. Blockbuster!
Beautiful. Is this it?
Ryder thought it was, broke up the pin.
Not technically legal. The referee's going to try and get him out of the ring. But here comes Jacko to even up the odds. Hayden Brown's got to get in there and get these two out of the ring. There's a not the legal men.
But the legal men are down at this point.
Azza had enough of Ryder's posturing.
Whoa!
Huge overhead belly-to-belly suplex. That'll get rid of him.
Getting things back on track now is Azza. Momentum on his side. Latchy got to James Shaw. Shaw with a throat thrust.
Wily veteran James Shaw knows exactly what to do just to give himself breathing space. He wants to make the tag to Ryder. No, Ryder. Oh, he's got the Golden Cup. Oh my God, I forgot about the Golden Cup, David.
What's the Golden Cup doing it here?
Palmer's, that's the way, Palmer. Stop that from happening.
Oh, look at this. The fake out from James Shaw.
Oh no, Hayden Brown now thinks. Whoa! Falcon arrow from Azza into the cover. Palmer, you need to just get off the damn apron.
The project manager arguing over the status of the Golden Cup. Meanwhile, his man could have won the tag team titles.
Just stop arguing and put the cup down. No!
Ryder goes low. Our referee still distracted, trying to talk Palmer off the apron.
Innovative maneuver from Ryder, taking down Azza. Oh, man. Don't tell me. Sure. crawling his way into the cover.
Drapes the arm across Azza. To retain. No! Azza still in this one, despite project manager Palmer's worst efforts.
Jacko stumbling his way into the corner.
Just so much miscommunication from the Smoko Express side. It has nothing to do with Jacko and Azza. No wonder they only managed to become the #1 contenders when Palmer was incapacitated backstage. There's the tag now. In comes Jacko. He's the fresher man, and right away.
Oh, nice.
Oh, Shaw shot.
Exhibit A by James Shaw, so decorated. Just in the right place at the right time. Knows where he is in the ring. Knows how to take advantage of every opportunity. I say that and he's not going for the cover, but you know.
The Divine Light works in mysterious ways.
Oh, inside cradle!
Oh, they've done it! They've done it!
Your winners and new SPW New Zealand Tag Team Champions, the Smoko Express!
Yes, Jacko! Yes, Jacko! Never doubt a solid inside cradle for the win! Smoko Express have done it! New SPW New Zealand Tag Team Champions! James Shaw can't believe it! Can't believe it! Project Manager Palmer, so proud of his boys! What a moment here for Azza and Jacko at the Southern Rumble.
The Golden Light snuffed out on their first defense. But the fluoro orange of the Smoko Express shining brightly.
What a move from Jacko, just catching James Shaw off guard. The inside cradle. Beautifully done. It's been a long time coming for Jacko. He's been in SPW since just about day one. And now his first championship. And speaking of championships, it is time for the SPW New Zealand Championship to be on the line. The dirty dog of the South, K9, looks to defend against the #1 contender, the big man, Jamie Tagataese. Here comes the big man, Jamie Tagataese, former SPW New Zealand champion. He won that championship at this very event back in 2020. Enjoyed a dominant reign as SPW New Zealand champion. And he has not been defeated in SPW since he lost that championship. That title loss to Willpower, the one blemish on his record. He is now coming back for that SPW New Zealand Championship. Man, this is a huge, huge match for SPW. I cannot wait. Mixed response for the man that retired Willpower at Battle Lines. The dirty dog of the South is now the SPW New Zealand champion. At a recent fight nights, he defended that championship for the first time against cowboy Corey Cutter. Corey Cutter had that championship opportunity from winning the Fight Nights Rumble. That was held last year, finally getting that opportunity back at Fight Nights. But it was the dirty dog of the South who ultimately shut down the cowboy, getting a first successful title defense under his belt. And no offense to Corey Cutter, this defense is on another level for K9 here tonight. The big man, Jamie Tagataese, goes one-on-one with K9. This is a huge, huge title match here at the Southern Rumble.
Pop tonight, son? Where's your willpower pop tonight? I ain't no Andrew, take and shut your mouth. I'm way much bigger than him. He's 6'1", I'm 6'2". You see these guys, they look like Andrew Tate. Get your ass out of
Ooh, interesting crowd response here.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the SPW New Zealand Championship. Introducing the challenger, weighing in at 135 kilograms, wrestling out of Auckland City, this is the big man, Jamie Tagataese!
Great response for the big man.
And introducing his opponent, the king of the cities, the South City Dark Knight. He's on dog mode, the dirty dog of the South, and the reigning, defending SPW New Zealand champion, K9!
It was a long journey for K9 to finally be able to seize that SPW New Zealand Championship. Ever since he returned from the UK, he has been on that quest. He was relentless in his pursuit of willpower, and he finally got it done at Battle Lines, and in the process, put willpower out of SPW. The reign of the big dog has begun, but quite an obstacle standing in his way tonight. The big man, Jamie Tagataese, in his words, coming back for what's mine.
See this belt? This is mine!
David, you've been in the ring for a lot of in-ring introductions, a lot of big title matches. How does this one rank for big fight feel here at the Southern Rumble?
Something special, to say the least, when K9 and Jamie Tagataese are in the ring.
Two of the absolute best in New Zealand. I don't know too many people who would argue that.
And it's certainly backed up when it comes to the statistics, the facts and the figures. They're so pivotal to these Southern Rumble events. Jamie Tagataese, the most dominant and successful SPW Championship reign of all time. Tagataese held the IPW New Zealand Championship at the same time as his SPW Championship reign. The undisputed New Zealand champion set the record 4 title defences of the SPW New Zealand Championship. But then K9 setting the record for most reigns, the only 3-time title holder, after picking up the championship at the expense of Will Power.
And these two, it didn't happen in SPW, but these two have met once before in an IPW ring.
That's right, Tyler. This matchup, a rematch from IPW Fans Bring the Weapons 2021, and you see the power of the big man on display there. That match in IPW, one that I would have considered my personal match of the year, but one that even more importantly than that was won by Jamie Tagataese. Tonight he finds himself in the position of challenger. Can he make it 2-0 against K9 and reign as SPW New Zealand champion once again?
Bit of a parallel between this and the earlier Moody Slex match that was also a rematch from Slex's home promotion. We saw Moody finally able to overcome earlier tonight.
Redemption, the theme of the night, perhaps. But this is an interesting point, perhaps, Tyler. Moody representing Invercargill in that first match against Australia. Absolutely the fan favourite, no doubt about it. The Smoko Express from Invercargill defeating Auckland's James Shaw had the crowd firmly on their side. K9 is from Invercargill, Jamie Tagataese is from Auckland, yet it does not feel like the crowd is fully behind the SPW champion.
Absolutely not. Battle lines, what K9 had to do to win that championship, forcing Will Power out of SPW. I don't think these fans are anywhere near forgiving K9 for that. My God, the power of Jamie. And when these two last met in IPW, it was when K9 had just returned from the UK. Jamie Tagataese in the middle, who was still in the middle of his SPW championship reign, absolutely dominating the scene, and K9 had just come back, just trying to re-establish himself. Here tonight, whoa, my gosh. Here tonight, the roles are a bit reversed. We've got K9, now the established dominant champion. Tagataese looking to re-establish himself, looking to get back on top.
And Tagataese has earned his way back to the top, no doubt about it. Number 1 contender defeating James Shaw to earn that position.
Yeah, Tagataese, I said when he came out, the one blemish on his record in SPW is that title loss to Will Power. Since then, he's been on fire again. Win after win.
A brief mutual showing of respect between these two men. They know what's at stake. They know they're going to have to fight tooth and nail. Trading shots in the middle of the ring. This is how we thought this one might unfold. Tagataese sends K9 off the ropes. Look at that big body splash. K9 evades it, drops down low. Leapfrogs over the top of the big man. And Tagataese,
not able to avoid it twice.
Like a freight train off the tracks, runs down K9. Tagataese setting it up. Is he going to pull the pin here, Tyler?
K9 had it well scouted, out of the way of the heavy grenade. Step up splash from the big dog. K9 claiming to be on dog mode. Already one successful defense against Corey Cutter. He looks poised and ready for a historic reign with that championship. He just has an aura about him. But Tagataese is going to want to stop that before it really gets going here.
And that's what makes this matchup so interesting. Both of these men pretty much the odds-on favourite every time they step in the ring. They have been so dominant in the past. What happens when they collide here at the Southern Rumble? We're seeing it unfold before our eyes, and Tagataese thinking about the Warhammer, but K9 slips to the relative safety of the ring apron, and Tagataese's got his arm tied up in the ropes here.
That was brilliant from K9. Talk about ring awareness, knowing exactly how to use the ring to his advantage. He's tied Tagataese up.
And Tagataese's in trouble here. He's a sitting duck. These are high-tension ropes. I mean, you see the wrestlers bounce off them for momentum. But all this pressure crushing down on the left bicep of Tagataese, and now K9 with these clubbing blows.
Yeah, referee getting in there. Yeah, he's got to get in there and stop that. That is over the top from K9. Tagataese able to free himself finally from that predicament. And now there's a huge target on that left arm of Tagataese.
And K9 does not miss.
All right, Andrew, tight. You look like me.
And K9, when he hones in on something, he is relentless. He does not give up. Look at the way he targeted Willpower for over a year. He would not stop until he had that SPW New Zealand Championship and until Willpower was gone. K9, relentless.
But the power of the big man on show there. You can never count Tagataese out, except perhaps from the elbow to the back of the head. K9 into the cover to retain the title. Tagataese shoulder up at 1.
To your point, David, crowd getting behind Tagataese. Not the traditional hometown fan favourite. Bit of a new dynamic for us here in SPW. In that first title reign, Tagataese, the crowd almost slowly turned on him because he kept defeating all the hometown heroes. No fault of his own. He was just a dominant champion, winning matches. But the crowd didn't like it because it was all their favourites getting beaten. The crowd have come to love and respect Jamie for the effort he puts in, for the incredible performances he has, and the legacy he has left here in SPW.
And it's the case all over the country for Jamie Tagataese, beloved in Auckland, branching out to the Hawke's Bay where he received a very warm reception. SPW faithful out in force tonight to see the big man. Can he dethrone K9 and become a two-time SPW New Zealand champion?
K9, just, as I said, relentless on that arm. He's not going to let that go.
And K9 very strategic between those ropes. Once he has a plan in mind, he executes with precision.
Tagataese, one arm. Oh man, oh K9 rolls out. Oh, and a double stomp. Oh, a cover from K9.
Not quite enough, but man, those double stomps are vicious. We saw the impact a double stomp can have earlier tonight when J.K. Moody put away Slex.
Yeah, maybe K9 taking some tips from his Deadly Sin brother-in-arms. Great strategy from K9 here as he's taken half of Tagataese's power away, really. We saw Tagataese unable to slam K9 with the one arm.
Up and over, K9 lands on the apron. Tagataese swinging away with the one good arm. K9 blocks the shot, heads up to the top rope here. Can dogs fly, Tyler?
Oh!
Double stomp to the back.
Another double stomp. Could this do it? No. Tagataese, of course, notoriously difficult to defeat.
was undefeated in Impact Pro Wrestling in Auckland for north of 900 days.
Crazy. And he continued that on down south here in SPW. At one point, 2 titles, Tagataese holding the 2 top championships in the country.
I am SPW. I am wrestling on the edge of the world. I am the top. Come on, Jamie. Come on, Jamie. I'm the big man.
Ooh.
Like I said, all time.
K9's got to stay on him here. Tagataese is just getting angrier, and now he's on his feet. That's not good for K9.
You won't like him when he's angry.
No, my God.
And that is the raw power of Jamie Tagataese. One good arm, it doesn't matter. K9 set up for the suplex, but there was the big man who executed.
Oh, down goes K9. Big man firing up. Crowd on his side here. Boom! Big splash in the corner.
135 kilograms crushing the chest of K9. There's that swinging sidewalk slam.
Yeah, normally the setup for that heavy grenade. He missed it earlier. Will he hit it here? One of the most devastating moves in all of New Zealand Pro Wrestling. Boom!
Heavy grenade detonating in the heart of the champion to win the championship. Tagataese 1 second away. Not enough to get the win, but perhaps enough to shift the advantage towards the corner of the big man.
Tagataese's got to be thinking about that Warhammer, the move that's won him so many championship matches. Here he goes. If he hits it, new champ.
K9 knows that too. Slips off the shoulders. There's the headbutt. That hard hit of K9, we've seen it in the past. Always a risky move, the headbutt, but paying off there for the dirty dog of the South. And now Tagataese answering with one of his own. This is a high-stakes game here.
This is shades of their first encounter back in IPW, trading those headbutts. Oh.
The more things change, the more they stay the same.
They're going to wear themselves out. K9, who's got the harder head? Oh! K9, is he looking for a backslide here? No, Jamie with the backslide, but K9 out.
Oh! That shot to the back of the head, rocking the big man. Great technique from both of these men, but we see in these situations the reversal of the suplex, the reversal of the backslide. Jamie Tagataese in there, 40 kilograms heavier than the champion. It does make a difference.
Boom.
This Shadbolt. The pump kick, a tribute to the former Invercargill Mayor.
Unfortunately for K9, it sends Jamie out of the ring. Although champion's advantage goes to K9, if Jamie is counted out, K9 would retain the championship. But I don't think K9 is wanting a count-out victory. He dives out onto Tagataese. Wastes no time getting him back in the ring. We've seen this. This is the relentlessness I talked about from K9. That rabid dog mentality.
He said he was on dog mode.
What's he going for? Is it the spear? Whoa! Oh, what power from Tagataese.
The sit-out powerbomb in the middle of the ring. But Tagataese is exhausted from this matchup, from those suicide dives on the outside. He's unable to capitalise, can't get an arm over K9.
Want to have a look at that again. K9, I got to believe he was lining up the spear. Tagataese had it well scouted. The power almost tumbling out of the ring, but brought it back to the middle with a huge sit-out powerbomb. And now, back to live action. Tagataese is up on his feet. This is bad news for K9. SPW New Zealand Championship on the line.
Splash in the corner, connects again for Tagataese, thinking Warhammer.
Here we go, David.
K9 with the elbows to the side of the head, desperately breaking free.
Oh!
Kiwi Crusher.
Incredible power from K9.
Outside leg is hooked, Tagataese is down. Tagataese gets the shoulder up, the match continues.
K9 can't believe it. Tagataese not used to being thrown around like that, but he is so resilient. Kiwi Crusher taking down the big man. Almost got the job done for K9, but Jamie able to get his shoulder up. What has K9 got in store now? What does he have left?
Bit by bit, we've seen the Dirty Dog of the South empty the bag of tricks. Let's Shadbolt the Kiwi Crusher.
Jamie still favouring that left arm a little bit from the damage done earlier from K9. Will that come back into play here? What is K9 doing over in the corner? Is that the... Oh, he's got that championship belt. Whoa, watch out.
Swinging wildly at the challenger in full view of our senior official.
Jamie waiting for K9 to turn around. K9 having an extended conversation with senior referee Hayden Brown. Here's Tagataese. Oh no!
Tagataese aiming for K9. He misses, collides with our referee. Hayden Brown is down.
K9 going low.
The Dirty Dog of the South indeed.
Not that championship belt off the skull. Maybe another trick he learned from JK Moody. Damn it. Trying to revive Hayden Brown now. Into the cover.
No. Come on, Jamie, come on. Yes! Tagataese, after a shot with the championship belt to the side of the head and a low blow. Tagataese gets his shoulder up.
I told you, he's hard to beat. K9 showing the frustration. What are you going to do now, big dog? Dirty Dog of the South. Doesn't get much dirtier than that, the low blow. The title shot to the head. But it was not enough to keep the big man down. K9 saying this is his yard, locking in that crossface.
Tying up that injured left arm.
SPW Championship hanging in the balance. Is Tagataese out?
Immense pressure and torque on the neck of Tagataese.
I think he's out. I think he's out.
The challenger not moving, trapped in that submission hold.
No, he's still fighting. He's still got movement. Can he make it to the ropes to break the hold?
Inching his way towards the wrist spine of the bottom rope.
He's so close. Oh, K9 rolling him back into the middle of the ring.
And Tagataese fading here. The arm has gone limp. And it's over. Tagataese passes out.
Your winner at
SPW New Zealand Champion, K9.
Damn, what a match.
An extremely competitive contest for the SPW New Zealand Championship, but one that ultimately would come down to a championship belt to the side of the head and a low blow. Tagataese never the same after that, forced to pass out in K9's crossface, and the dirty dog of the South remains SPW New Zealand Champion.
Who is next in line for a shot at that championship? Who will K9's next opponent be? We will find out coming up next. It's the 20-man Southern Rumble match.
This is Jack Cook here. I'm here with Kool guy Sky.
Ooh, brother, hello Jerome, how are you tonight?
Fine. See, I doubted you last time.
Yeah.
When you said you would win. And you proved me wrong.
I beat the Hooligan, Mac Jook. I beat the Hooligan. And you, yeah, I proved you wrong. And you know what? I'm going to prove you wrong again tonight, buddy. So you get out of here and let me get changed, because I've got a Southern Rumble to win. Willie! Willpower, brother!
What's going on?
You're back. Good to see you. Look at this. Look at good shape.
How you feeling?
I'm training. I've been training for the Southern Rumble, brother.
Nice, mate. You look good.
I've said before I'm going to win it. This time, I'm going to win it.
Do you know what? I'm just here to wish you good luck, mate, because for some reason, maybe it's the hard work you've put in, beating the Hooligan, the way you beat him. I actually believe, bro, tonight's your night. You go out there, you leave it all in that ring, because 2023, Kool guy Sky, Southern Rumble champion.
Oh, brother.
And guess what? I'll be watching from the crowd, mate.
Yeah, I was going to ask, how'd you even get in here, bro? I thought you got kicked out of here.
Hey, man.
Oh, baby, there's the tricks of the trade.
I'll see you out there, right?
Hey, I'll see you out there, brother.
You gonna do it?
Love you, bro.
Yeah, sweet.
Alright, in Chicago, you know what time it is. It's now time for the Southern Rumble match. Two wrestlers will start the match, and then every 90 seconds, another wrestler will enter, being thrown over the top rope with both of your feet touching the floor, causes an elimination, and eventually the last wrestler standing in the ring will be declared the winner and earn themselves a match for the SPW New Zealand Championship at SPW's Halloween Haunting. In Chicago, are you ready for the Southern Rumble? Introducing the wrestler who drew number one.
And of course, this is no surprise. Hooligan dropping that loss earlier tonight to the Southern Juggernaut. And as a result, he is entering at number one. The ace of SPW, but he's never won the Southern Rumble match. He's got a tall order ahead of him tonight, entering at number one. Can he go the distance? Can he become the new number one contender? My God, entering at number two. We've not seen a lot of this man in ring. It is the uncle of Super Sabor. Don't know a whole lot about his in-ring capabilities. Hooligan bemused. David, no surprise to see the Hooligan in at number 1. We knew that was coming. I'm quite surprised by number 2.
You and me both, Tyler. A sight to see indeed. El Burrito out here, looking to make history and win his first Southern Rumble.
Could you imagine? El Burrito, K9, SPW New Zealand Championship. It could be a reality.
My mind boggles at the possibility. Of course, it's a tough task to do it for El Burrito and indeed for Marcus Kool. Bell sounds matchup officially underway. We talked about it earlier in the night when Kool came up second best against Chalky Murdoch. Having to enter at number 1, far from an easy task when it comes to the Southern Rumble. Yet entering at number 1, not the death sentence you might consider it to be. Winners have emerged from number 1 in the past. Slade Mercer in the first Southern Rumble all the way back in 2016. Granted, that was a 14-man field. And then, of course, last year, K9 himself running the gamut from number 1 all the way. But in that scenario, he hadn't been through a war with Chalky Murdoch like Marcus Kool had. And there's the Kool intentions, kicking the taste out of the mouth of El Burrito.
Yeah, Hooligan coming off that hellacious match with Chalky Murdoch. Now having to enter at number 1. Man, like, he's on a mission to win that first Southern Rumble of his career, but not going to be an easy task. But I mean, he could have given a worse draw for his opponent. No disrespect to El Burrito.
No, I'm sure El Burrito is a very competent wrestler, and I'm sure he'll show that in due time.
I'm not so sure. I don't know anything about him. Hooligan calling for a curb stomp.
Especially spicy burritos.
Called his shot and absolutely nails it. The stomp driving the head of El Burrito right into the mat. But of course, in the Southern Rumble, it's a different strategy you need to employ than that of a regular matchup. Eliminations taking place over the top rope. And here comes entrant number 3.
Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's Super Sabor!
Like uncle, like nephew, here comes Super Sabor.
That's exactly right, Tyler. You said you didn't know much about El Burrito. We know there is a family connection. And here comes Super Sabor, Invercargill's resident superhero, shooting off the ropes, ducks under the clothesline attempt from Marcus Kool. There's the tilt-a-whirl into the head scissors. And now Marcus Kool in a bad position. Super Sabor, though, in the driver's seat, shoots off the ropes. Booyaka, booyaka! 6-1-9.
Bad news for Hooligan here, 2-on-1 situation. El Burrito playing his cheerleader role here, getting the crowd behind Super Sabor. Hooligan, he's down. I don't know if he's still taking this seriously, but he better. He's in a 2-on-1 handicap situation here.
Taking it deadly seriously, swatting Super Sabor out of the skies like a kryptonite bullet.
El Burrito. There's playing possum, and then there's what El Burrito just did. Oh, there's our first elimination. Super Sabor is gone.
Another entrant incoming as El Burrito and Marcus Kool continue to fight. Burrito's out of here. Marcus Kool, the only man in the ring.
This is Carnage!
And Marcus Kool with the shirt off. He knows he's in for a fight now. Got to take things seriously. In there with Carnage. A man entering his 4th Southern Rumble and a man who holds the record for the fastest elimination in Southern Rumble history when he eliminated Professor Palmer in just 2 seconds back in 2018. Carnage knows how to get business done in that Rumble, and Marcus Kool all over him trying to stifle the momentum.
Oh! These two have met in the past at a fight nights, David. It was a huge match for Carnage. He looked dominant in there. He could be looking to recreate that right here. Nice backbreaker to the Hooligan.
And Carnage is fresh. Keep in mind, Marcus Kool has been through that war with Chalky Murdoch. He's not at 100%. He's not at 100% coming back from that neck injury, let alone the battle with the Southern Juggernaut, let alone having to go through 19 other men to win this Southern Rumble. And he could be seconds away from being eliminated by Carnage.
Huge opportunity for Carnage here. He's been in SPW a long time.
Oh, low bridge from Kool. Carnage spills to the apron. This is about as bad a spot as you can be in a Southern Rumble.
Great job from Carnage holding on there, but he takes a super kick on the apron.
And Carnage just ate that one and stayed standing.
Oh, and there's another one, and down he goes.
Marcus Kool notching up 3 eliminations already, keeping the ring empty. A brilliant strategy from Kool. Here we go, Tyler, at our last event, Battle Lines 2023. Marcus Kool and Cool Guy Sky went toe-to-toe. And it was Cool Guy Sky who walked away with the win. Can he eliminate Kool for the Southern Rumble and dash the Hooligans' dreams of another reign with the SPW Championship?
Cool Guy Sky on this road to redemption, as he calls it. It went straight through the Hooligan at Battle Lines, and the Southern Rumble has got to be a sticking point for Sky on that road to redemption. 2020, he spent all year talking about how it was hashtag Sky's Rumble, and he didn't get it done. The following year, he promised it again. He didn't get it done. Tonight, we've already heard from Cool Guy Sky. He said he was going to win this Rumble. Can he finally do it? Can he get the redemption? Can he finally win the Southern Rumble? He does not have, I mean, he's got moral support from Willpower, but he doesn't have Willpower here literally as a tag team partner to help him out. The Mega Powers are done. It's all on Cool Guy Sky. It's his time now.
Oh!
Hooligan out of the way of that 450. Oh my God, taking his head off.
A 450-degree rotation after that lariat.
And they just keep on coming, David.
Who's it gonna be?
Not a man you want to be facing in an over-the-top Rumble match.
How is anyone going to eliminate Adam Avalanche from the Southern Rumble?
Hooligan and Cool Guy Sky geeing each other up for this challenge. Adam Avalanche slowly making his way to the ring.
Fast friends when faced with the danger that is Adam Avalanche. You're going to see that over the course of the Southern Rumble. Temporary alliances that form when beneficial and very quickly dissolve once
Not
they
even
run their
getting
course.
Avalanche, not even giving him a chance to get in the ring. Sorry to cut you off. But yeah, strange bedfellows here with Hooligan and Cool Guy Sky. But they got to do it. Avalanche could dominate this Rumble if they don't get rid of him early.
Well, they called for it. They're setting up for it. Kool and Hooligan looking for the double suplex.
No way. Oh, they got him off the mat. We're going to try again, says Hooligan.
It's more success than I expected.
I mean, if they can get him over for a suplex, they could probably get him over the top. All right, plan B.
Impair the vision of Adam Avalanche. Arms in position. Hooligan and Sky digging deep. There is the power of the Man Mountain.
Jesus!
Bogan Jesus. Is that what you just said, David?
That's what I said, Tyler. Your ears aren't mistaken. Bogan Jesus has made the trip from Christchurch. He arrives in Invercargill with one thing on his mind, winning the Southern Rumble.
Yeah, mainstay of the Christchurch wrestling scene, making his SPW debut here. Hey, stranger things have happened. And he has held championships. So don't count him out just because he's a new face. He could be a contender, and here he is up against Adam Avalanche.
And Avalanche remains standing in the face of these clothesline attempts from Bogan Jesus.
Can he? Oh!
Combination attack takes Avalanche off his feet.
Bit of an assist from Cool Guy Sky. Oh, was that a bit low from Bogan Jesus there?
Whether it was or not doesn't really matter. The only rule in this matchup, throw your opponents over the top rope. Anything else goes.
The other half of Damnation. Carnage already eliminated, so we're not going to... They've missed out on that double teaming opportunity.
Ram now squaring off with the Bogan Jesus, takes him down with a flying shoulder block.
Ring is filling up. David not had an elimination in some time.
Marcus Kool did exceptionally well towards the start of this matchup, but the Hooligan beginning to show the signs of fatigue as more and more entrants pile in. Ram putting Kool in the corner. There's a flying splash to Cool Guy Sky. Hurdles in and collides with the Hooligan.
So we've got Hooligan, Cool Guy Sky, Adam Avalanche, Ram, and Bogan Jesus. Quite an eclectic group here in the 2023 Southern Rumble. Cool Guy Sky taken over with a suplex. Bogan Jesus trying to get Adam Avalanche in some sort of compromising position in the corner.
And it's a great strategy from Bogan Jesus. You've got to go after the biggest threat in the matchup, and the biggest threat in this matchup right now is definitely Adam Avalanche.
100%. Cool Guy Sky and Hooligan attempted to team up to get him out. It didn't work. And now he could just be in there for the rest of the match because it's going to be, oh, Bogan Jesus and Cool Guy Sky have that same idea. Got to team up to get him over. And the ring is going to continue to fill up. Who's going to be entrant number 9? It's Gibbo, another Christchurch competitor. Although we've seen a bit of him here in SPW, and this has got to be the biggest opportunity of his young career entering the Southern Rumble.
Absolutely huge, the Southern Rumble, and a huge crossbody off the top from Gibbo. So he gets sights on Cool Guy Sky. Butterfly suplex.
Nice move from Reese Gibson.
Bogan Jesus taking a spill through the ropes, not over the top, cannot be eliminated.
No, but he manages to hold on either way. And he lines up Adam Avalanche. Oh dear, ill-advised perhaps, Gibbo. Oh, nice drop kick from Hooligan.
And Hooligan directing traffic there, sends Cool Guy Sky in to take Avalanche down.
Guys, boys, let's get the big man out.
Bogan Jesus and Ram putting their differences aside. The Hooligan.
Hooligan directing traffic. This is the idea. Can they get the big man over the top and out of this match?
This is a sight to see.
All about the leverage. Can they get under there? Hooligan standing back. He directed traffic, but he's not joining the effort.
Well, you've got to take these breaks
But
when you
it's
can
not
get
enough.
them.
It's not enough. Gibbo goes.
Oh, for God's sake, I'll do it.
Gibbo goes flying. Hooligan reckons he's going to do it. And he gives up. We're going to have another wrestler joining the effort. Who's it going to be?
Entrant number 10, Hammer!
Hooligan looks like he's seen a ghost.
Hammer's back, Tyler, for the first time since 2021. And there's the spear. Hammer hitting anything that moves. Spear to Marcus Kool, spear to Cool Guy Sky, and a spear to Ram.
Hammer, one of the most dominant Southern Rumble competitors. Oh my God, Reese Gibson gets cut in half. Hammer is back and he's not mucking around. See you later, Gibbo.
Hammer brutally effective in the Southern Rumble. It's what's endeared him to these Invercargill fans so much. Haven't seen him in SPW in a couple of years, but there he is.
Gone.
Hammer averaging 2 eliminations per Southern Rumble appearance. He's checked that quota tonight with Reese, Gibbo, Gibson, and Ram. Now Bogan Jesus taking a tumble.
Oh, he powers Bogan out.
And Adam Avalanche doing his best to get rid of the freshest man in the match. We've hit the halfway point. 10 competitors have entered.
Look at this face-off here, Hammer and Avalanche. My goodness.
Clash of the Titans.
Did we reinforce the ring? Hammer with the clotheslines. Avalanche is rocking. Oh, no way. Can he get underneath? Avalanche is over. He's out.
haven't done it.
Amazing work from Hammer. Cool Guy Sky and Hooligan jumping. No. Oh!
10 have entered. 8 have met their fate over the top rope. We await entrant number 11.
Man, what a showing from Hammer. One half of the brand new SPW New Zealand. Oh, God.
No. Our plans worked earlier, and I am now the tag team champions. So I got fine. We are the tag team champions. Shut up.
Slip of the tongue.
Drink your drink, man. Stick to the plan. Stick to the plan.
He's going to stop.
Right?
Oh, my God.
Well, Project Manager Palmer putting a halt to things here. We thought we were about to see a new entrant into the Southern Rumble. Meanwhile, Marcus Kool says if Az's not coming out here, may as well do your best to eliminate Cool Guy Sky. There's the Luthez press for the Hooligan, raining down right hands.
I can't believe what I'm seeing. Palmer just standing there with a stop sign, preventing Azza. I mean, is there a rule that says Azza has to get straight in the ring? You read out the rules, David. Was there a rule? There was not a rule.
Yeah. 90 seconds, eliminations over the top rope. No, nothing about the actual point where you have to enter the ring. There's the kill switch from Marcus Kool, speaking of in the ring. And what's going to happen here? We got a traffic jam up on the entranceway. Cool Guy Sky very nearly eliminated.
The Pride of the South. The Pride of the South, Corey Cutter.
Palmer switched the sign to go for Corey Cutter. And then switch it right back to stop.
Waving him on through, Corey Cutter enters the Southern Rumble. There's a cutter for Marcus Kool.
Corey Cutter, winner of last year's Fight Nights Rumble.
Cutter for Cool Guy Sky.
Unsuccessful in that title challenge against K9, as we mentioned earlier. So he's got another chance here.
And right now, Cutter, the freshest man, going for a ride. Dropkick takes down Cool Guy Sky.
Could be, trying to say earlier, could be a great strategy from Palmer, right? I assume he's making as a wait for Jacko, and then they can go in together and clear house.
This is the thing about Project Manager Palmer. You can never truly know what he's thinking.
I mean, if that's his plan, pretty good plan. Cattle stop. Boom. Hooligan goes down. But the goal here is for him to go up and over. Oh, speaking of.
Look out, Corey Cutter. Sky doing his best to get rid of the cowboy, but Corey Cutter keeping his hips low, latching onto those ropes. Well, here we go. Azza still contained up there on the entranceway.
Oh, here we go.
Jacko!
Is the sign going to change? He flips it. Away we go. Okay.
The traffic jam resolves and both halves of the SPW New Zealand Tag Team Champions enter the Southern Rumble. A fourth Southern Rumble appearance for Jacko. He's been around the block and then some, but really started to put things together in this tag team with Azza, as you see there. Beautiful combination. Crushing Corey Cutter.
Yeah, you can see the emotion from Jacko when they won those tag team titles. It means a lot to him. And the night could just get better from here for him. Could he win the Southern Rumble? Could one of the Smoko Express?
Well, if anyone's earned a Smoko, it's Marcus Kool.
All right, no Smoko. I want that dickhead in here.
Palmer being dared to enter the ring, but not keen at this stage.
Smoko's over.
And
Entrance 14, Project Manager Palmer.
Well, he's going to have to now. Or is he?
We have a plan. Let's stick to that one. Yep.
Don't blink, folks, as Palmer steps into the ring. The man who was eliminated in just 2 seconds in 2018. What is this?
Time stands still.
Project manager Palmer is out of here. Does himself no favours trying to improve on his average of 24 seconds per Southern Rumble appearance. What a counter to the Smoko bomb. I mean, if we can take another look at that, I'd love to see a replay.
What is happening here? Hooligan's throwing Palmer back in.
I just wanted to see a video footage replay. I didn't mean...
We're going to see him get chucked out all over again. Stunner! Hasn't Palmer suffered enough?
Should we sing it again?
Marcus Kool out under the bottom rope. Bringing the project manager back in for a third time.
Oh, it's time. If you're the man, what Professor Palmer has cooking.
An F-, Tyler.
Let's stop the clock, David, because we just got to get this out of the way.
Let's let everyone get it out of their systems.
You're done. You're done. You're done. One more time.
We've got he's out the ring now, so I think we're good.
Big man, Jamie Tagataese.
All right. We might be getting a bit more serious now, David. Tagataese is going to be in a bad mood after earlier tonight.
Missing out on that SPW New Zealand Championship. This is his ticket back to the top. But of course we know after the events of 2020, Tagataese very capable of eliminating everybody in his path to win a Southern Rumble. And look at this, with project manager Palmer gone, Jacko extending the high vis orange.
Oh, I was worth a shot, I guess. He needed it. Oh, okay. Every man for himself. He's doing what he's got to do. That arm's still bothering him. So Jacko not going to be #1 contender. Neither is Azza by the looks of things. No, Jacko.
Jacko doing his best to keep Azza in this one, propping him up on the apron.
All right, so we've got 5 in the ring now. Is it Kool Guy, Sky, Corey Cutter, Hooligan, Tagataese, and Azza? And one more is about to join them.
Things filling up again here at the Southern Rumble.
The Divine Savior, James Shaw.
Well, former SPW New Zealand Tag Team Champion now, James Shaw, entering, would you believe, his first ever Southern Rumble match.
A shocking statistic indeed, Tyler, but James Shaw, no stranger to over-the-top rope elimination style matches. A former winner of Impact Pro Wrestling's The Eliminator up in Auckland. And after winning that match, he went on to become IPW New Zealand Champion. So Shaw certainly capable of a win here tonight.
Playing the long game, it looks like. Oh, he was not going to get in the ring, but Tagataese's come out of the ring through the ropes, not over the top. Tagataese still in the match, and he's not letting James away.
And Shaw's got some pace on him. He's desperate to go. Oh, look out! Coming over here by us. Spilling out into the crowd here.
My gosh. Camera crew struggling to keep up. Back in the ring now. Super kick to James Shaw. And he's gone.
He's out of here.
just like that. See you later, James Shaw. Former two-time winner of the Southern Rumble match.
Nobody has won it more. Nobody knows what it takes to win this matchup better than Moody. And it's already been one heck of a night for Moody, avenging the odds, evening the score against Slex in our opening matchup. Now going toe-to-toe with the Hooligan, an old rival of Moody's himself. Oh! Big impact on that elbow strike.
The history he has with the current champion K9 goes without saying, so it would be an interesting scenario if Moody could get the win, become #1 contender. But here is a face-off I've wanted to see for a long, long time, David.
Oh boy.
Moody and Tagataese face to face.
Does Moody have an antidote for the big man?
Oh, cool guy Sky taking advantage of that opportunity. Whoa!
Tagataese spills out of here. He's been eliminated.
That is huge. Tagataese not happy with Moody, but I mean, it's all part of the game. Watch out behind you, Moody.
Hooligan with a kick to the midsection. Moody reverses the Irish whip. There's the drop kick right to the jaw.
He doesn't have James Shaw to guide him, but he does have the divine light.
Can Ryder get it done when the lights are shining bright? Oh, look out!
Oh my God!
We might have a contender for the fastest elimination.
Are you telling me Palmer's record may have just been broken?
I mean, we'll have to confirm after the fact, but it seems it to me.
He's come back
again.
Hayden Brown telling him to get the hell out of here. That's 2 eliminations for Ryder.
Not content with the fastest record, he's looking for the most.
We can't. I mean, he's
Ryder's out of this match.
He's officially eliminated. He's not a contender. He can't win it.
But I guess if he wants some more punishment, Az is happy to give it to him. Marcus Kool again directing traffic. He's had enough of this.
He's the team leader of this match, Marcus Kool.
Now, which side wants him? Where's the Golden Boy going to end up?
Oh, here he goes. All right, see you later, Ryder. And we're back to fighting. Number 19 coming out.
This is huge. We saw Slex in action earlier tonight. He's in a mighty foul mood after that loss to J.K. Moody. But an incredible draw, number 19 of 20 in the Southern Rumble. And we are talking about a man who you see there on fire, who won this year's MCW Ballroom Brawl.
Oh my God.
Can he make it 2 from 2 in terms of Southern Hemisphere Rumble matches?
Man, cliche or not, business has absolutely picked up. The moment Slex entered this Rumble, the temperature in the room changed. The tone of this match changed. Oh, as a straight into the rope, Slex looking like a monster in the ring. You're right. Ballroom Brawl winner. Is he going to win the Southern Rumble as well? That would be unprecedented.
It's business time, baby.
He was going for those signature Slex sunglasses. Corey Cutter has other ideas. We're swapping props.
Cutter in position of the sunglasses, Slex with the cowboy hat.
We're having a little dance. What is going on?
Only at the Southern Rumble.
Oh, Cutter's ready for him. Oh my God. Cutter taking Slex down here. No, wait. Whoa.
Slex with the reversal.
See you later.
A lot of talk on that elimination.
Corey Cutter will not be going to Halloween Haunting. Stunner from the Hooligan taking down Slex, and we are at number 20, and we know who it's going to be.
Your final entrant, the Southern Juggernaut, Chalky, Murdoch.
Murdoch earned the right to enter at number 20 with a win over the Hooligan Marcus Kool earlier tonight. You've got to imagine Murdoch didn't think he'd see Kool again, but Marcus Kool from number 1 has lasted the distance all the way to the re-emergence of the Southern Juggernaut. They pick up right where they left off.
Yeah, Hooligan got to be looking for revenge here. How sweet would it be for him to get rid of the Southern Juggernaut, but the Juggernaut is the fresh man here. Oh! Hooligan catches him. Oh, and he's right out.
Murdoch's out of here.
Oh, Slex.
Slex eliminates the Hooligan.
Is that?
Hooligan's gone, Murdoch's gone.
That's a final 3, David. Slex, Moody, Sky.
In the cargo, we are down to our final 3.
Slex celebrating a little bit prematurely, mighty happy to have eliminated Marcus Kool, the man he defeated for the SPW New Zealand Championship back in the Southern Rumble in 2019. But now Slex finds himself between a rock and a hard place. Moody and Cool Guy Sky.
Any one of these 3 men will be a great challenger for K9 come Halloween Haunting. Who's it going to be? Moody, Slex, Cool Guy Sky. Moody's going to beat Slex twice in one night. Would you believe it? No.
Slex says no thank you. Shot to the midsection of Cool Guy Sky now.
Sky and Moody have their own history as well. Sky with a victory over Moody was kind of a kickoff of that road to redemption, as a matter of fact, for Sky.
Oh! High angle brainbuster from Slex.
Oh!
DNR.
What's Moody looking for here? He's got Sky up.
Whatever it was, Sky had it counted.
Oh no! Oh, good God.
Moody drilled on the top of his head with that dude buster.
Man, that's brutal. That is Cool Guy Sky taking things to another level. He knows what needs to be done. The problem is that just lays Moody out, and now he's dead weight. You've got to get him up and get him over the top rope.
Moody, a former two-time winner of the Southern Rumble. Slex, a former winner of the MCW Ballroom Brawl. Cool Guy Sky, a man who has never won the Southern Rumble. Is tonight his night? Can he get it done?
This is a huge opportunity for Cool Guy Sky to step up with those two guys he's in the ring with, Moody and Slex.
Thinking about a super kick. Oh! Moody with the bypass, and Sky wipes out Slex.
Nailed him. See, oh, what's going to happen here? Moody and Sky trying to get each other out of the ring.
No alliances at this stage in the game. Every man for himself. And Slex trying to make it 2 for 1.
Oh my gosh!
They're holding on.
Neither man's feet hitting the floor. Both still in.
This is so tense, Tyler.
I don't want to say anything. I would not.
Oh, here we go.
Oh my gosh.
Slex being dragged to the apron himself. A precarious situation for all three men.
Slex able to hang on. Oh, this is unbelievable. All three men have gone over the top rope. If any of them fall to the floor, they're eliminated right now. Could go Sky up, but he's back in the ring, so Sky's the safest right now, I guess you'd say.
Now Slex and Moody brawling on the apron just like they did at the start of the night, renewing their rivalry. They're tied at 1 win each in singles competition. Who can pull into the lead in this tiebreak scenario of the Southern Rumble?
Moody looking for the move that won him the 2019 Southern Rumble. There was a pile driver on the apron to Dowie James.
Sky with the drive-by.
Oh,
Moody's been eliminated.
Moody is out. We are down to our final 2.
Cool Guy Sky, the business Slex. Who's winning the Southern Rumble?
Both men absolutely exhausted, David. Slex, the fresher of the two, although he's the only one of these men to have a match earlier in the night.
Cool Guy Sky out here at entrant number 5.
He's been in there for a long time.
Slex, number 19.
I'm something when I'm an SPW, baby.
Slex, as we said, the winner of this year's Melbourne City Wrestling Ballroom Brawl. Similar format to the Southern Rumble.
Has a very busy schedule ahead of him. Could he be adding a championship match at Halloween Haunting to the list?
Oh, Sky takes him down with a sling blade. Great strength from Sky to get Slex up.
Slexecution ducked! And there's the hot lunch. Slex is dazed, he's on wobbly legs. Cool Guy Sky looking to finish it here. Slex hung up on the top rope. And Sky trying again. Slex is over. He's holding on for dear life.
Finish him, Sky. Slex has gone over the top. If Sky's able to knock him off the apron.
Our referees are right there to see if his feet touch the ground.
Who's going to Halloween Haunting?
An SPW New Zealand Championship match awaits. Cool Guy Sky off the ropes, rushing in. Forearm smash. Slex is down. Slex is down. Is he out?
Hayden says no. He's managed to hold on.
Not hard to see how he won the Ballroom Brawl time and time again. Slex evades the elimination. Sky's got him up. F5!
Oh! Is that enough to keep him down? Oh no, Slex, counters!
Trying to break the grip. Desperately trying to pry those fingers off the top rope. Cool Guy Sky now. latching on. Slex is over.
Oh, man. He's hanging on again.
Both men are teetering. This is so close.
Both men getting to their feet.
Oh, just punching and kicking, anything they can do. Now Slex trying to tie Sky up with, it appears, a Cobra clutch on the apron.
Sky's going to sleep.
And this will do it. If Sky passes out, he'll fall to the ground.
Close of business for Cool Guy Sky. He'll just, yeah, you're right, he'll just pass out and fall to the floor. Great strategy from Slex. Will Power now. Will Power's jumped out of the crowd. Can he roll Sky on? Oh, Sky.
Slex is out! Slex is out! We got a winner!
Here is your winner, Kool Sky!
Cool Guy Sky. He promised victory for years in the Southern Rumble, and in 2023, entering in at number 5, finally eliminating Slex. Finally, he's done it. Sky is a 2023 Southern Rumble winner.
The streamers flowing into the ring, a beautiful sign of respect from this capacity of the Cargill audience. Will Power forced out of SPW as a competitor, but not as a fan, not as a supporter. Back in there showing love to Cool Guy Sky, who achieves his destiny tonight, finally winning the Southern Rumble.
And that means Cool Guy Sky has a date with Destiny, a date with the dirty dog of the South, K9, at Halloween Haunting. Speaking of which, look who's just emerged. SPW New Zealand Champion K9. That is your future, Cool Guy Sky. Get ready. You've got 3 months to get ready for the biggest challenge of your life. K9, Cool Guy Sky, Halloween Haunting, the SPW New Zealand Championship. Thank you so much for joining us here at SPW On Demand. For David Dunn, I've been Tyler King. We will see you next time.